everybody, I'm Tara from Crooked Row, and today we're going to talk about onions. Now, one thing that we did last year, we have always planted onions. We've always had a pretty good harvest from them, but last year we had astronomical, not only numbers, but every onion was huge. Now that we had a few just like apple-sized ones, like small apple-sized ones. There was a few of those, but for the most part, we had huge onions. It was so wonderful. So we actually did something a little different last year, and I'm going to clue you in on what our secret was, why it was different, and we are also going to, the big secret is with our onions, but we're also going to go ahead and plant some new Seascape strawberries and Walla Walla onion plants today. And I just want to kind of go through and show you all that and show you our process so that you can have humongous onions too. Let's get started. So right across from our blueberry plants, we have, they should be 4 empty beds, but one of them has strawberry plants in them already. You can see the strawberry plants already planted. This is Cabot strawberries, and they are wonderful. We should get a great harvest this year. I typically would not allow my beds to go that low, but I'm gonna wait until fall to put more in this bed. But we're filling the other beds right now. And so as you can see, that's empty. This bed is empty. This bed has a little bit of parsley in it that I will leave because it does very well for onions and for strawberries. And this bed is empty too. There's a little bit of ivy that I gotta rip out. But apart from that, we have empty beds that are full of compost and ready to get started. Okay, so here is my bowl of water. It's all muddy now, but it has, if you hear that noise in the background, Chris is clearing out our asparagus bed. But so here is a bowl, and I have 2 bundles of strawberries soaking and 1 bundle of Walla Walla onions soaking. I'm just letting their roots soak in a little bath, and they're all bundled up. So I'm gonna get started with the strawberries first. So I'm gonna put in, I could not find what I normally use for blood meal, so I got True Organic Blood Meal Rural King. And I always, in any new planting, I always put Biotone starter in it. It just works. I cannot help that it works. It really, really works well. If you haven't used Biotone starter, you really should. And especially if you're planting like plants, like plant roots do really, really well with that. And of course the bed is, this is all compost. It's animal compost. Some of it's food compost too, but it's just beautiful compost. So the reason why you want to use blood meal is because in the spring, the strawberries require a huge amount of nitrogen. And there's other nitrogen products that you can use, but at planting, I use blood meal. In a few weeks from now, I will probably shoot them again with some liquid fish fertilizer. Supplying the nitrogen in the beginning of their life is going to help the green, and you do want green plants because that does keep them very healthy. And I mean, clearly nitrogen is super important. What you don't want to do is keep hitting all your plants with them, like especially when they start to get into the bloom stage. Then you want to pull back and maybe use other types of fertilizer that's not so heavy in nitrogen. But for now, it is spring and everything needs nitrogen. So I'm gonna plant up this bed with strawberries that have Biotone and blood meal in their planting holes. So let's get started. we just planted 44 strawberries in one bed. Let me show you. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see this, but can you see how crooked this row is? Oh gosh, this is why we are called Crooked Row. Well, okay, so we've got 44 strawberries in, and now is time for the onions. Let me show you what we're gonna do. Okay, so I'm gonna plant. The beautiful thing about doing onions and strawberries together is that onions don't need a ton of room. I mean, the bulb could be, a big bulb would be like 6 inches. So you're just going to, and you can even do a straight line if you want to, but right in between these strawberries, I'm going to put in the magic mix that I was talking about earlier. So we'll put in Biotone. I'm gonna put in a very little bit of blood meal, just a little bit. But the big powerhouse secret ingredient is bone meal. Bone meal has loads of phosphorus and tons of nutrients in it, and onions love phosphorus. This is also slow release, and so you can plant your onions in this and you will get huge bulbs. And we'll link to the video down below. Last year our onion harvest was unbelievable. So you can plant, some people plant them 2 inches apart. I like a good like 3 to 4 inches apart, but they will go perfectly with the strawberries. And some people who believe in companion planting say that onions planted with strawberries help keep, they benefit each other. Like they feel like the onion smell keeps some of the bugs of the strawberries away. So right here in this tiny line of just 3 strawberries, a little more than 3 strawberries, we have 7 onions. So this is just like the perfect setup. I left this space out here open on each side, each long side, so that I can plant double rows of onions kind of staggered through here. And again, the secret weapon is bone meal. So I'm gonna get started on this bed. Well, there you have it. We have given you all of our secrets to great big onions, and hopefully you're planting your strawberries right now. I cannot suggest enough to put onions in your strawberry beds. I think that onions in the strawberry bed is a great utilization of space. So we have about 100 onions in this bed, 100 onions and 44 strawberries. I mean, that's kind of astounding for an 8-foot by 4-foot bed. We could even, if I was gonna press my luck, we could stick something else in there, but I'm not going to. I like the strawberries to have room to breathe. Onions like to be planted kind of there on top of the surface. And please try bone meal. Bone meal made all the difference for us. We don't just use plants, we actually sort of use everything. We use direct seed with onion, and I planted that in our winter sowing video. We utilize sets. I plant seeds like sort of in summer, fallish, and have little tiny sets to plant out. And we also, did I already say direct seed? Yes, I did. And then we of course use the plants as well. And so we utilize all ways. It just depends on what type of variety you have, on how big your onions are gonna get, how early you put them in. I kind of try to stagger some of these plantings because while we use tons of onions, I also like a kind of fall you know, ones that are ready in the fall. Everything I'm planting now is going to be ready around July. So that's a long time to sit in storage. So we'll use those right away, especially Walla Walla. They don't store very well. So, but I love the flavor of Walla Walla. I think they're such a great onion. We also have planted out a bunch of yellow Spanish. They store incredible. I still have yellow Spanish in there. And usually in the springtime, they start to try to sprout. But they're a wonderful storing onion. So ours lasted, what is that? 9 months in storage. So that was phenomenal timing. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you try this. It is such a great, so I'm gonna repeat this. It is Biotone. It is a little bit of blood meal. This is for the onions. Biotone, blood meal, and definitely bone meal, so you can get that phosphorus. It makes all the difference in the world. Don't forget that it is springtime. You need to feed nitrogen. And let me know in the comments how you guys are planting out yours, how you get big onions, and if you like the companion planting idea with strawberries and onions, it definitely works for us. So remember, if we can plant onions and then get great big onions, anybody can. Thanks. Bye.